Hi, it's Mr. Johansson, and today I'm working on an assignment called Place Value to Billions. At the bottom, they ask you to do some rounding, and I want to go over some of those skills with you again, see if I can help firm that up. So I'm going to use a tool called a number line, and you'll notice my number line does not have any numbers on it right now. The first problem gives us 14,456. It asks us to round to the tens place. So what I'm doing here is when I say I'm going to round to the tens place, I'm actually saying that I'm only going to count by tens. So using my number line, I'm just going to pick a dash to start with. And I'm going to identify that, okay, I'm to the tens place. So I've got 14,450. So I'm counting by tens. So notice that 50 is one of the multiples of 10. Just for the sake of having some space, I'm going to scoot over here and say if I was counting by 10 and I'm at 14,450, my next count by 10 or increase by 10 would be 14,460. So we've identified now the two choices we have to round this number by 10. We could round down or we could round up. What we're trying to do is figure out where does 56 lie in between those two choices. Visually, if you look, you could see that the 56 would be right about here. And I think using this number line, you can actually see that it looks like it's closer to the larger value, 14,460. Another way of looking at this is saying that it is 4 away going that way. If I were to go back to the smaller number, it is 6 away from 14,450. So however you like to think of it, you can kind of tell then which one is it closer to. So if I'm rounding 14,456 to the nearest 10, my answer would be 14,460. One thing I'd like to point out to you, just to make sure it's clear, is notice that in my answer, the 1 stayed the same, because I'm not counting by 10,000s. The 4 stayed the same in the thousands place. And the hundreds stayed the same in both of them, because I'm not counting by hundreds. I'm counting by tens. So one of my choices was a 50, and then the next highest 10 is the 60. So that's how you go about doing that. And I'm going to pop up another problem here. Let me get my board cleared. And this time we're going to be rounding to the nearest thousands place. When we round to the nearest thousands, it means we're counting by thousand. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. In this case, we're up to 43,000 already. And so I'm going to go ahead and put that down on my number line, 43,000. And if I were going to count by thousands, my next thousand would be 44,000. Our question then, so we've identified our place value, that's our thousands place. And we're trying to figure out where the 761 would go in between these numbers. Well, 761 would probably be, if this is halfway and this is 500, then 761 might be someplace in there. And usually using this number line, you can see that 43,761 is closer to 44,000. Another way that you're often taught to do this in school is to look at the place value. That's the 3. We're counting by thousands. And ask yourself, is the neighbor to the right 5 or higher? If it's 5 or higher, you choose the higher answer. If it's 4 or less, you choose the lower answer. So if it's less than 4 or less, then you use the lowest answer. 5 or higher, you round it up to the next choice. So I hope that helps.